Hey everybody, it's Katie and I am ready to wrap up my winter goals. It is the end of February. It's a few days before the end, but my parents are coming to visit, so things are going to be kind of busy. And I'm ready to wrap up. So the most obvious thing, which you can already tell, is that one of my goals was to donate my hair, and I obviously did that. I'm still totally in the learning process of figuring out like a new style. Today it's been, we're having like a dust storm outside, so it's super dry and windy, and I'm having like tons of static and stuff, but so it doesn't look like it did when I got it done. I have a photo to insert. I donated 9 inches. And the organization I chose is part of it's like a foundation founded by Pantene, the hair product company, shampoo and stuff. And the reason I chose them is because I did some research about the various organizations. There are a number of organizations that make wigs for children, and I looked into a few of those. I will link to a chart I found that compares all the organizations and sort of what their qualifications are and how they function and what they do with the hair and that kind of stuff. But the organization I chose was the only one that donates hair for wigs to women, adult women with cancer. And that is just something that really spoke to me. I can get more into it if people are really interested, but that's the organization I went with this time. Alright, going back to the top of my list, I had my craft goals first. It was to finish all of my homemade Christmas gifts, and I didn't do a whole lot this year, but I did some, and I made a video of what I did that I can link to if you missed it. I refreshed Alice's sensory box. I just put in more holiday items, so I used the same base of the dried lima beans, but I put in things like cinnamon sticks and like a little bell and some red puff balls, and I made something that looked like candy canes out of pipe cleaners, like red and white pipe cleaners, you know, twisted together. She liked it fine. It's one of her favorite activities, just to go through and play with the beans. So I did make a scarf for charity, and I successfully mailed that off. And the last thing on my craft goals was to reupholster a chair, and I had shown you that. That project is on hold because we haven't decided exactly where we want to put the chair, and that of course makes a huge difference in what kind of fabric and what color we're going to use to paint it and all that. Yeah, so we're waiting for some other house projects to come together before we decide where that will live. House goals. The biggest one was just to reorganize, declutter and reorganize like all of the sort of files and paperwork and things that we need to keep along those lines, and we did that. Mike and I just took a couple of nights and tackled stacks of stuff and got things better organized. I hit the dollar section of Target and I got a couple of these like file organizer folders. This is hard to do with holding her. But this kind of thing. Inside there's like maybe 8 different sections with little labels. You can label the sections and just keep things organized. So we got 2 of those. I also got a smaller one, so we have all of like our important family documents in one, and the other has things like the records we keep of the work we've had done in the house, our retirement info, our life insurance, medical records, all that kind of stuff. Family goals, or family like activity goals. We took Alice to the zoo at 18 months old, and it was an awesome time to go. She really loved it. I talked about it in one of her updates as well. She just got so much out of it this time. And we went on a really cold day, which I've always liked doing because some of the animals that kind of hide in the hot weather are more active in the cold. And also there was nobody there. I mean, we almost had the whole place to ourselves, so we got right up to see everything. We didn't have to contend with anybody, you know, being in the way, and we just got to walk around freely, so it was perfect. Swimming lessons for Alice. This is finally going to happen. She's going to have her first swimming lesson. Thanks, kiddo. She's going to have her first swimming lesson this coming Saturday, so it's technically in March. But I had a really hard time finding classes that worked with our schedule. There were classes offered by the city, but they were only like Monday or Wednesday mornings when I work. Alice, get back, please. There was a sort of community organization that I had been bugging to try to schedule some toddler classes, and I think I finally bugged them enough, and they have put together a class this next month for Alice and just one other child with annoying parents too, I guess. So it's worked out, and I'm looking forward to that. My plan going like long term is that I just want to learn the skills and sort of like where, you know, how to safely introduce her to the water and stuff, and sort of what to be working on so that I can just do it myself, because we have a public pool very near our house that costs $2 to go to, and so that's definitely going to be cheaper than continuing with classes. But I just want to feel like I'm comfortable knowing what to do with her. I had just a couple of cooking goals. One was to bake bread, and thanks to Michelle, awesome Michelle, she sent me a bread cookbook which I used to make challah bread. That was a suggestion that somebody had made to me as like an easy place to start. I made 2 loaves so far, and I have frozen 2, and it was awesome. I can show you a picture of how it turned out. It did take a lot of time, but it was really worth it. And now I feel comfortable kind of going down that road again and tackling new bread projects. Alright, just a couple more things. For my personal goals, I wanted to get into a better exercise routine, and I have done that as well. I've been doing yoga on a more regular basis. I've been focusing on like the daily walks that we take, walking faster and walking longer. And also I got a DVD of a workout that was recommended to me by Jess from Kyle and Jess P. And it is like a ballet workout. It's sort of like Pilates, but it's ballet style, I guess, or anyways, I don't know, it's a good change of pace. One of my most major goals was to use the education money that I had from doing AmeriCorps National Service, and unfortunately that expired because we were all sick the whole month of December, and I wasn't able to just like pull it together and figure out a way to make that all happen. So that's done. I do still hope to you know, take some classes, or I feel like I'm always going to be furthering my education. I'm not going to have that particular opportunity anymore, but you know, I just got to let some stuff go and just deal with, you know, take care of the family. So too bad. The other personal goal I had was to reconnect with the Audubon Society here, which is like a bird watching club, and I looked into their like monthly meetings and activities and stuff, and so far nothing has worked out. The meeting topics so far were things that I wasn't necessarily interested in, and then they had field trips that conflicted with our schedule or were overnight, and I don't want to go overnight. So that is something that I'm still looking forward to in the spring. I had a bunch of YouTube goals too, and I think I accomplished all of them. I did my day in the life every couple of months like I've been wanting to do. I started with my recipe videos anyway for 2013. I've done 2 of them so far. And toddler activity video. I don't know if I did this per se, but in my Dealing with Tantrums videos I talked about a lot of sensory activities that we do with Alice, so I guess that sort of qualifies. So I think that covers it. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how my winter went, especially since we had travel and we had some sickness sort of derail things for us. Overall, you know, I feel like we were productive but kept things in balance. So that wraps up another goal cycle. I am really excited, of course, to roll out my spring goals soon. Ooh, and somebody is tired. I hope you all had wonderful winters as well, and that spring is just around the corner for you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye.